To complete the quote, thinking is to humans as swimming is to cats. We can do it, but we'd rather not. But the key is that we don't like to think very much, and one of the main ways in which we avoid thinking is by copying people around us. The first thing I'm going to talk about is trust, or being genuine, really. So this stat comes from a Nielsen study from 2011. It's still the biggest survey really done on this sort of like what influences people in marketing. And the key stat here is that 92% of people trust their friends and family over all other advertising. Now, why do they do that? One of the key reasons when we look into why people trust their friends and family is because they don't believe they have ulterior motives. They believe their recommendations, their referrals are genuine. In terms of influencers, this is about having influencers who are genuinely supportive of your product, right? So you work with creators who might already be using your products, or you could also sort of look for longer term relationships. So using that idea that consistency really builds that sense of being genuine. In terms of referrals, so referrals without monetary rewards are likely to be much more effective than referrals with monetary rewards. So you might think, okay, how do you motivate a referral without monetary rewards? You can have things like limited invitations, like, Gmail back in the day. Gmail was an invitation-only service. Or, like Monzo, like a lot of the finance apps use them, and also waitlist skips. So I think at one point on Monzo, you could jump up the waitlist by referring your friends to join the waitlist. That sort of system. With reviews, you can look at verifying your customers. Now, you might think that people trust reviews. In general, they don't really. So if you can verify your customers, that really helps. And also having realistic distributions is a bit of a sad one, but having realistic distributions of positive and negative reviews. People don't really trust it if they're all 5-star reviews, unfortunately. And then also using word of mouth. So you can encourage people to gather the opinions of people they know, because those are people they trust. Secondly, we often copy and are influenced by people we associate with and we consider similar to us. And so how can we really activate that? So with influencers, you can find influencers who are part of a community already and associate with the people that they might copy. With referrals, you can target the rewards with a referral towards the person who's going to give the referral. So for example, say you've got a customer who is, they're always there day one, new releases, they want to make sure they get like the new products as soon as they've come out. Give them early access and give people they refer to early access, because they're likely to be hanging around with people who also want early access. With reviews, you can go for location-based display, which is a new feature that's about to be released in Yotpo, I believe. So you can geolocate the user on the website and then show them reviews that are actually for the place they're in. With word of mouth, you can make word of mouth, motivate word of mouth within group identity. So for example, you can say people like talk to your neighbors about this, or other new parents. And that works on two ways. Firstly, going back to the, humans thinking for humans is like swimming is for cats. You're doing some of the thinking for them. Who would they share this message with? You're giving them the answer to that. And also, it means people will share it along the lines which your product, other people your product might help. And the final one is a little bit more abstract, and that's that reciprocation is everything. Rarely does influence happen one person to one person, and that's it. We are remember, we're looking at the point of view of the person being influenced. Those people need to be influenced multiple times. How can we actually use this in our marketing? So with influencers, you can think about using influencers with overlapping communities, because then people are receiving those messages from multiple places. In terms of referrals, you can encourage referral chains. Now, it's also a fact of society that people have lots of mutual friends. That means that if I refer someone to a program and then they're offered a referral code, some of the people that they talk to about their referral are probably the same people that I've already spoken to about the fact that I could have referred them. So you're getting your second influence. If you build that up, you get to your magical fourth influence, and then you can get them to be much more likely to be referred, to accept the referral code. In terms of reviews, we can talk about aggregation, but particularly aggregation in terms of numbers rather than aggregation in terms of like averages. So you might say like on Google, for example, you get the average, but as standard you get the average review score. Now that might tell you sort of something about quality, but it doesn't really motivate anyone to sign up unless they're already in the market for that. Whereas if you say over 1,000 5-star reviews, that suggests that there's lots of people potentially who could influence you. In terms of word of mouth, you can target adverts to word of mouth areas, because wherever the word of mouth is happening, if you target your advert, then that's like another impression in the mix. Your adverts that go there are more likely to be spoken about, and that means that each of your adverts generates more impressions itself. So that is me, and I'll like to answer any questions.